I'm having this moment alone, walking in the forest. Nobody is near me. I was thinking, let me take my camera and then we talk about my future. How do I see my future? I want to stay normal as I can be, and I want to grow old gracefully and no plastic surgeon. If you ask me what is personal, hard, hard, very hard to really like bang, boom, you know, um, then I have to tell you that personal hard is when I was kidnapped and I found out Michael Jackson was my father by looking at a Thriller album. So I thought I was alone, but a man is coming with his dog. Let's see if they're gonna eat me alive. No, he's going to move away. That's good. That's good. Um, when I was kidnapped and I was brutalized, really brutal, I was thinking, how am I going to share my scars with you on my body? Because the photos of my scars that I was kidnapped are being used in a lawsuit against the Dutch government, because I have all knife pictures in my body. I was abused severely, very deep. And when I was writing my autobiography, Thriller, The Dark Side of Netherlands, where I went to go and talk about my kidnapping, my editor decided to remove some kind of details. She said, this is private, and it's the book Thriller, The Dark Side Netherlands, political brutality books was already heavy. So going into more details about my severe beating that I received because I'm the daughter of Michael Jackson. That severe beating that I was hurt so much because my father was a famous guy that I did not know he was famous. That was hard. That was very hard in my life. So to me, it doesn't matter what the world think of me. That there are some tabloids that say Michael Jackson only daughter. I had some people on my Facebook page remove when they say Michael Jackson only daughter is Paris Jackson. I'm happy that she's my father's daughter. I'm happy. But you know what? Paris Jackson is not the only daughter of Michael Jackson. I am. And I have suffered because I am the daughter of Michael Jackson. So when people write that, the media write that, it hurts. I cannot deny that it's really, really, it hurts, and it's really hard to go through. So I think it's very important that I'm honest about this, because if I couldn't deal with this kind of situation, I would have mental problem. But I don't know, somehow, because I have been kidnapped and really brutal stab with a knife cut in my body, that I could somehow deal with it. So there's a man coming with a dog, and the dog is very interested in me. Let's see what he's going to do. So. Hallo. Hij is zo happy. Ja, mooi hè? Oké. Heel goed, heel goed. So, we have survived this happy dog. So anyway, it's very hard to hear. And tabloid writing, Michael Jackson, only daughter. I'm thinking, only daughter? No, she's not. Yeah, then I'm thinking, then I tell myself, Mocienne, don't worry, let them write what they want, you know. And when they know, and when the media find out I'm really Michael Jackson daughter, then they're going to write, oh, Michael Jackson older daughter. I don't care about this part, you know. What I cared about is what happened to me, what really, 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 really happened to me. And what happened to me is really hard. It's really, really hard. And I wanted to say, I recognize my father, Michael Jackson, from the album, the Thriller album. I recognize him. And when the Bad album came out, and he came with a new photo after 2 years, he was incognito, because nobody really hear from Michael Jackson for 2 years. The last time I believe people heard from him was when he made We Are the World in 1995, 1985. So people were quite shocked the way he was looking. I thought it was 1985. Very small people saw Michael Jackson, and that was also the first time that I saw my father as the artist, and that was really, 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 really hard. It was really hard to deal with. So, and then the last time that I see him, I believe it was 2 years later, in 1987, when he bring out the album Bad. Bad came out, and he totally looked like not a black man anymore. To me, that was the moment my world collapsed when the album came out of Bad, and I look at this guy that I knew was my father did not look like my father anymore. That shock and that absolutely devastate me. Absolutely devastate me in anything. I was hurt. I was butchered. I was abused, and for this. So then I wasn't a stupid child. I was thinking like, oh my God, why do my father do it that way? For me, there's just one crucial point in my life. I would not have known that Michael Jackson was my father if I didn't have any Jackson calling me when my father's head was burning and I was in Port-au-Prince. That was a crucial moment that I knew that Michael Jackson was my father, because it made the connection in my head, because I had a Jackson on the phone and he said to me, your father may die because he burned his head and he's in a hospital. And that's so crucial moment in my life that I knew my father was my dad, and that was hard, really hard. And before I was kidnapped, I met him in Haiti only once, and then he wanted to take me to America directly. He wanted to express to the world that I exist. But some of his managers, his people, they kept Michael Jackson from doing so. And then I was kidnapped. And when I was kidnapped, all these questions, I couldn't answer the questions, couldn't answer them. I didn't understand them. And they really beat me, hurt me. And I remember screaming till I had no more voice. And I remember feeling so much hate for my father, feeling totally abandoned, you know. I feel like I was going to die. I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to survive. I know being in such an incredible pain that I felt I was absolutely going to die. And I also felt, you know what, if I die, it's okay. I don't need to defend myself that Michael Jackson is my father, because I have the scars on my body that tells me every day he's my father. And I have the scars because he's my father. And there's no one, nobody in the world that can ever know what I'm talking about than my dad, because the Jackson family, they are not going to talk about this scandal, what they did in the life of my father. They are not going to talk about it. They're just going to hide it very far, like the streets. Why? Why would they confess? Why? Let me tell you one thing that I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for that the day the truth come out, that Michael Jackson is indeed my father and all that they did to him, I hope they go to jail. I hope all the Jackson members will go to jail, just even for 2 weeks, just to remind them how they have failed me as a family member. Because no money in the world can make up of the suffering that I did together with my father in this situation. When I was young, I couldn't find out what was going on. I just didn't understand, but I only knew that I had to survive. I had to survive so that I can tell my story. That was my motivation, surviving so that I can tell my story. I didn't believe in justice because nobody was listening to me in the Dutch government, in the courts. You know, when I divorced my adopted parents, who were really bad people. For the outside world, they looked nice. People knew they were a bit strange, but people believed they were nice, but they were not nice. They had really two faces, and they quite educate me very fast what the world was about, you know. In the UK, you have an program, and it's fake. When you are really totally fake, it's a very funny program. The woman play that she wanted to be a part of a queen house. Oh, I'm queen, but she doesn't live in a palace. She doesn't have the money, but they play like they are. And my adopted parents, they were people like that, playing that they were very nice, but behind the closed door, they beat the crap out of the children. Biological one or adopted one, it didn't matter. They were alcoholists. They were alcoholists. They enjoy life. They have money. They were born rich, you know, so they could do what they want, you know. And they love black people because they love slavery in a way, and I dare to say it. And so I was happy when I divorced these people, and they really educate me to think think before you do. Just think. So, and my kidnappers also educate me what it is to be vulnerable. So when I look at the videos and photos of my father who have died, I'm thinking, oh my God, you were raised as a Jackson 5 member. You worked your whole life, my dear father, Michael Jackson. You had a secret child that you had to hide. You couldn't be the father that you wanted to be, but you try your best. And this is what I love about um, writing in my book, as it was as a child for me in Thrill and Betrayal. I really write as it was as a child for me. And I was very angry and I cried a lot. But people who have read my book, they said, you know what? We can really see that in a horrible situation, your father, Michael Jackson, tried to be the good daddy for you, what he could do. And for that, I want to say that I'm grateful that I'm capable to live my life, make my choices. And promoting this book, Thriller Betrayal and Thriller The Dark Side of Netherlands, I really want people to get it, that it's not a story. And I really want people to get into this adventure for me, I have many of my friends, they are professors, very smart people, and they say, Mocienne, everything you write, you must be phenomenal writer if you have imagining everything you're writing. Because if this is your fantasy, it's phenomenal. He said, absolutely phenomenal. And these are professors who work on the university. These are people with life experience, So I asked them, tell me, what do you think? Do you believe my story? And people said to me, when they have read my book, they really are shocked and they really understand when they go counting in the world of Michael Jackson that they knew about him. Then they make their own conclusion that they say, yes, you are Michael Jackson's daughter. And I have been sold. I have been betrayed by the Jackson family. And this is why they are not willing to do DNA testing. But I will be forcing them to give me a DNA testing so we can finish this. And that's what I wanted to say. So selling my books, buying my book, reading my books, this helped me to... Justice is a big word. I don't even believe in justice anymore in the world. I mean, in America, abortion rights have been taken away from women. So how can I talk about justice? I cannot talk about justice if this kind of things happen. I'm scared about what this justice is going to do to the right of gays and lesbians. So I don't even want to say the word justice. But for my followers, I'm hoping that I can convince you to buy my book, read my book, talk about my book, do your research, find out. Please find out. And for me, this is so important because a huge crime has been done to me by my own family. Even I'm going to court with the Dutch government. It's the biggest reason is that they have never listened to me. I was never in a safe place where I can say to them, listen, this guy, Michael Jackson guy, he's my dad. I was kidnapped from him. Can you please check out? They didn't. The child protection, the Dutch government didn't give me any safe feeling where I could have this conversation, that I could say, please, bring me home. I was kidnapped. This have happened to me. They didn't allow me. They didn't give me the security, the safety. But that's not a part of my book that I'm describing in my book, Thriller, The Dark Side of Netherlands. And I still have plenty of time to go into that part of the book. So I would like to talk about that next time when I feel the need to. To my YouTube subscribers, I hope you don't mind that my YouTube is a lot of talking, trying explanation. But I can promise you one thing. I will be doing nice stuff with you. I'm planning to share my cooking recipes with you. How to make the great apple pies, my secret recipes that my friends love. I have decided I'm not gonna show you my friends in the clips because I really want to respect their privacy and they are very important to me. They are my safety net. But there's other things that I can share with you that I know that you will really, really like. So I will be doing more other things. For now, I want to say thank you, and for my followers, thank you very much for following me on my YouTube, going with me in this journey, and there's so much I want to share. There's so many places I want to go. And I took this moment because there was nobody around, just me. Like, just me and my bag, walking in the city, walking in the forest. It's me alone. It's just a simple golden moment. So I want to say thank you very much. This was Mocienne Petit Jackson. Thank you for watching. If you want to sponsor my book project in more translation, you can buy a sticker and donate anything you like. Oh, look at that. Look, you see him? There's the dog again. So I want to say thank you very much. And if you want to be a part of my translating, you want to donate anything, you can go below. You can buy stickers. If you have any idea what I could do to satisfy you better, something normal, let me know if you have any ideas. And again, I want to say thank you very much. This was Mocienne Petit Jackson, and see you next time. Bye-bye.